Played 7 times with 7 victories to their name on their choice. Starting on the team side of things, Karrigan's also been tagged down, but all the kills are going the way of mousesports. Robs with 3 with the Glock, leaving Nectar all alone. He is going to pick up 2 in return, but the bomb's been dropped, and mousesports will pick up round number 1. This is asking so much from them. They're also hemorrhaging players left and right. Chris J and Frozen both chip in with kills. Otto's fallen down as well. And this force buy is going to yield very little in retaliation from Valiance. They're on the back foot already.
Allowing Valiance any room to retake, really trying to just close in the walls and suffocate them. So be on the lookout for that.
A few times over the duration of this tournament. Dropping down onto the B site, but Otto is going to need to stand tall for his team. Wait for the rest of them to arrive. Bomb's been planted, but it's a 2-on-4 in favor of Valiance. There's a few nades to play with. 2 incendiaries now picked up. And Vox is going to have to come down through the ramp. There's one, and Hunter has one of them, so it's going to render this Molotov forfeit, and it's not required anyway. Otto connects onto Voxic, and Valiance will finally get themselves around.
Still fine, so pretty default, but mousesports are definitely setting up for an outer attack. You can see the smokes being lined up now, but letting up close could disturb things, but not if Frozen can get the better of him first.
A site now starting to crumble for Valiance. They need someone to start to build it back up brick by brick, and Hunter may be the man for the job. Next up, perched up on connector. Not required just yet, but now the smoke is going to clear. The bomb has been dropped out into the open in a really awkward spot for mousesports. The Rops not able to do anything in a 1-on-3. Valiance will double up their round tally. Nice for the time being, but now the Molotov going to start to clear. There is a smoke planted down elsewhere. Valiance getting the advantages under their belt. The bomb's been dropped by Otto. Back at CT, and he's going to double up. Very nicely done. He had a sterling performance against mousesports earlier in this very tournament on Dust 2. Will give them a bit of firepower to play with. Their round losses starting to build up. This will now be 4 rounds in a row. This point in time. Rest of his team going to be coming down. Speaking of the man, he has been picked off on Ivy as he tries to retreat back to T-spawn, and with that movement, it does give Valiance quite a bit of information. It's why they've brought over a 3rd player, and they feel content to keep him here. Now, the rest of the team's going to be filtering in. There's also another one in the form of Letney that is rotating around the back of them. Is he going to be required, though? Because Nectar, alongside Esperanto, lock B completely down. He can take some players with him, all the better for it. He's gone down. He has got 2 players over on A. Now Frozen's going to barrel out of Pop Dog. They've decided against the B hit. So far, so good. 3-on-2 in their favor. We'll put an end to this 7-round win streak. Voxic on the cross. Nice shot onto Nexa mid-air. Otto can do very little, but slowly back away and try and save this AWP. So mousesports have broken the win streak. It's a solid call to call a timeout. If they've got a great half already, could get a whole lot better. Let's not let this get out of control. Voxic gets there just a step ahead of Esperanto, and we'll trip him over. And they just get the pick, and they pull away, and they keep Valiance guessing.
Yeah, outside of the set pieces, triple obvious probably their favorite thing to do. They don't actually default the whole hell of a lot on mousesports, and
Otto on the back of the site, gonna go for a peek and hope for the best. Voxic has got his 2nd kill of the round, not far off with the no-scope, but Hunter, I was gonna say, if he can maybe turn the tides of this round, that him and Nectar could make something special happen. mousesports are having none of it.
CTs are trying to press the E-box side, but he'll slowly creep out. It's on a razor's edge. Who's actually going to get it? But this inner push has been fruitful for Valiance. It's been traded back, though.
2 of the star players for mousesports have begun to shine. Pulling just outside of the clouds that were looming overhead for a while here on Train. Hunter, he's going to be given the call to do just that momentarily, because Valiance now starting to make a move. Both sides of the bomb. The first shot does connect, but not enough to kill Chris J. There's a team kill in there, but they're not going to care because Frozen doubles up, and mousesports will have the lead at halftime, 8-7. Smoke's being deployed, 1 in the eyes of 2 mousesports players on Ivy. That's really going to segregate Frozen from the rest of his team. They're going to be hoping he can pop some heads before he gets charged down, but Esperanto in first will strike and draw. First blood of this 2nd half. And now Nexa, close range with a P250, just at the worst possible moment, jumps up, but he's going to be able to recover thanks to Otto having his back covered. Rops in the meanwhile, making inroads through. Pop Dog has already claimed one headshot, but he's piecing out of that. Valiance will be taking the second pistol. Stepping up when it truly counts. And speaking of the man, he is first in, taking no prisoners. Now Chris J will jail him for the time being. Chris J not budging an inch. Watching the tight angle, Frozen back at the site, but Chris J's gone down. That's a big part of the puzzle that goes with it. Now Frozen doesn't feel very comfortable. What the hell was that flick? That's 2 kills in quick succession, the blink of an eye. He's turned this round on its head. He doesn't need any support at all. He's a one-man army, and he could be getting more. Not quite. That buys up enough time for Rops to get into position and strike onto Letny. Otto will not do any better. Frozen with those 2 kills, so vitally important for mousesports. All things considered, Valiant still, though, lead by 1 round. Rops going to try and bring that back to equality. And Voxic, and there is Chris J. Zorp, rings out across the battlefield, sending a shiver down the collective spine of Valiance, but Nexa going to battle through it. And so will Otto. Chris J out the back of the snipe's got to go massive. There's one. Missed out in a second. Looked like the bullet went through him, but Rops again, as ever, right place at the right time. Flashbang in. There's a double stack here. Rops is playing more aggressively. He got caught last round.
Seems like they're thinking of that outer take. Plenty of nades will be pouring in, but can they find the opening?
That has been the question on this T-half thus far. Who is going to get the upper hand? It's going to be Carrigan on the swing with the AWP. Rewinding the gears. Hunter less. Players remain on his side now. He's all alone. 20 seconds and probably just thinks about saving. There's not going to be enough time for him to realistically get across to the B site. This time Rops playing very passive at the back of the site. We've seen him up on the ramp quite a few rounds. All clumping together. Letny close range, going to drop Chris J, but Carrigan again with the AWP. Will finalize onto Esperanto. Half the timer left on the bomb. mousesports are going to have to get a move on. There's no Molotov in play for Valiance. They can't throw the molly from the top. Another box falls, but Otto's going to try and spray him down with a Galil. The bomb's in an awkward spot. They're trying to jump up to get this one. And Vox is going to show himself. What a strange, scrappy round that ends up being. But Valiance will be the victors.
Beat some really good teams to get here on this map, and again, this is one of the maps they look the sharpest on, but they're having their problems. Voxic, though.
Yeah, this really could be a 2-for-1, and at the finish line, could be one team stumbling when it really counts. Rops, close range, Desert Eagle in his hands, gonna whiff, but finally does connect the shot point blank range. Frozen, unable to get at full control over that spray. That shot does land, but it just legs Otto. He's down to 15. The HP certainly favors mousesports. The positioning, Valiance. No grenades to play with, though, and Chris J is making the wraparound. There's the SMG kill. And now Nexa in all sorts of trouble. He'll be trying to back away with his AWP and relocate, but the bomb's not planted for him. He can't stop this. The full diffuser is going to come in inside the smoke, and mousesports will regain the lead. With Nexa just praying and hoping for the best. See if he can actually save the AWP. He can. But what a time for mousesports to come alive. Have to keep into consideration. They still do have some youngsters on their team, but speaking of which,
now they have ladder control as well. A kill from Hunter up close on Frozen with the CZ. Chris J trying his damnedest to bring something back, but no one's given him the opportunity. Now he's in a lot of trouble as well. He's got Voxic for support, but they might get overwhelmed just by sheer numbers, and there's Chris J off the board as well.
Pressure really mounting for Voxic. Can he hold on? Yes, he can! Oh, 3 kills in quick succession! And it could be a 4th, and it is! Somehow this man is held his ground by himself. Both players very much healthy. Plenty of time left for the bomb. Not a control for Otto. And he's done it! Voxic with a ridiculous clutch!
So it really limits their options when you are lacking this much. Oh my goodness.
Now he's not missing. What a difference confidence makes us. Carrigan gets Otto, and Otto has won a lot of those fights on Ivy. And Carrigan taking the initiative, playing aggressively. Voxic now being forced, pushed back onto the CT side of sight. Chris J still up on the train. Esperanto and Hunter still have life for them yet, but it's been snuffed out. mousesports going to win their choice of map. It wasn't straightforward, it wasn't easy, but they got there in the end. Rops with a drive-by headshot onto Letney. Problem here for mousesports is they don't have a kit or any grenades to retake, so he's going to have to come out with kills here and now. Chris J thought for a moment he was going to whiff his opportunity, but it's all headshots all day long on the side of mousesports. Nexus picked up 3, and he's actually put this into him versus Chris J on the cross, nearly lands the shot, and the bomb is now getting defused with the kit that was picked up from the cops. It's so sneaky, but the defuse is successful, and the icing on the cake is that Nexa loses head.
Window, molly off Cat, get up connector quickly, get those openings, but just cannot follow it up. But they buy out all they can. They just rush out middle, and they get 2 of the opening kills. So not a bad little force buy here so far from Valiance.
Very clean as well. Let me still an 86. A 2-for-1 trade. Valiance now with connector control. Frozen's going to try and take it away from them, but the FAMAS at that range not good enough. There's still 55 seconds left. Esperanto. And the bomb's taken so damn long to get planted. He's pretty close, but Esperanto onto Rops.
Looking just for some mid-control once again. This time, Rops is going to be the one with the scout. Not Voxic. Voxic trying to play close with FAMAS. Delivers 1, not another, though. Good trade by Esperanto.
The nade count is so much more in favor of the T's. And now the body count is 2. Chris J meets his maker.
1 player still lurking mid. It's going to be Auto with the AUG. Just look, watching connector window and any type of cat flank. Good shot, though, from Robs.
Well, hold on a second. I said surely this would be Valiance's round, but that rotation from Frozen gave them so much information. They may have just mind-gamed themselves. They've just absolutely ravaged the chance for the free A plant, but Carrigan has been put down. Frozen just has to wait, takes the bomb out, now just hide. This round will be mousesports. He's re-peeking. Jesus, Frozen, stay there. Now the bomb is going to get planted, but there's not enough time, and mousesports, they've done it. Turn, salt in the wounds. They'll get some breathing room. Frozen.
Kerrigan will move into a new angle. Chris J assisting him from Cat boosted.
Such a nutty crossfire they've got now because no one is coming through mid. They're all going to be going one by one out of BAPS. There was no hope for Valiant. Nearly punished, as you say, though. He managed to scamper away, but Otto with the SG, 2 kills. I think Voxic may have died through Frozen.
1-4 splits, but this is their bread and butter. And look at this move that Letney's making, by the way. He's run through market. He might catch Kerrigan with his pants down. Indeed, he does. That's a big kill. It gets them even more of an edge. Rops trying to fight back from A, does grab 1. That bomb is going to make its way on to B.
What a strange round, Dust.
Oh, this is...
Chris J's gone short, and meanwhile, Nexa is in T-spawn, so he walked past him. He was in Palace.
Oh, they could try to split B with that 1 player in apartments, but the problem is that Frozen's peering over the smoke for 2.
Able to survive as well on 39, so it keeps his presence in connector. Esperanto tried to flush him out. Maybe he can get the drop onto Frozen, who's relocated into the window. He's waiting to see if he can find a second player here. May even go for the knife just to get some more money. Rest in peace, Frozen. Plus, of course, does add a little bit of salt back to it as well. Ooh, that shot whiffing from CT Boxes very nearly cost them an AWP, but Rops is there to redeem the miss.
They are going to go for a little bit more of a mid-control approach. Trying to run through the smoke, though, and Voxic is going to have none of that.
Excellent shot. Molotov, intentional, by the way, to stop the smoke that would fire into window. Gives him the opportunity to shoot. Oh, that's a good flick around by Nexa. Rops sent reeling. Did enough damage on his way out, though, for Chris J to easily pick up the avenge kill.
Yeah, Nexa normally the outside A player for Valiance. That's a little bit aggressive that time. Gets the kill, and now the connector pressure's coming up on a 3-on-3. Still SuTT's here defending, though.
Timing, the players have grenades out, but still connect the headshot. That flashbang, I think, was just a tad late. Needs to be a beacon of hope, and he's whiffed the first shot, but won't be making that same mistake twice. Below Hunter, gonna proceed the push for Valiance, but now Voxic, a man that's really turned his form around his best of 3, is playing up close and personal. But his whiff shot is gonna cost him his life, and mousesports the 3rd round. Shadow look at Hunter.
Nice. A still could be taken.
Nothing forthcoming from Valiance as of yet, though. They still have some grenades to play with, but Rops can see there's a Molotov around the corner. There's the bomb down. Rops roping him in towards A. Player advantage intact for mousesports, but it's not quite as easy as it may seem. What a shot by Voxic, though. Esperanto around the corner has no hope. Letney, let's try and take this round by the scruff of the neck. Esperanto headshot. Gonna replenish the smoking window. Buy them up a little bit more time. Carrigan takes the initiative and sprays 2 out of the round. They went for aggression. It's not quite paid off, but there is still an avenue of hope.
Especially with an AWP involved. They all have kits though, so that helps, but limited utility, and Otto's already taken 1 down. They might have to back off, honestly, if they can't find a kill fast.
Exactly, yep. If they had another player maybe moving up through Catwalk or B-Apps, and you could say, cool, go for it. But all together, now there's no way. And Letney's called this. He's a step ahead of them. He could be stopping them from saving. He should have had that kill on Voxic, and he's going to pay with his life. But Valiance, they will take another round. That's going to be their 4th. 16 health, but should be mentioned that mousesports economy, they lose this round. They're into an eco. And they're getting pressed on once again. The Molotov just outside of balcony is going to warm up their feet if Chris J doesn't kill them before they drop. 2 kills to his name. Similar outcome to the round prior, but this time they do have a player getting up close. That's going to be Frozen. Why is the bomb there first? Why? Drop the bomb and push in. That could be the round lost just off that one play. Look how favorably that's rocked for mousesports. They don't have to peek anymore. They don't have to worry about any pressure being applied because now Valiance have to push into them. They've got their crossfires established. They've got everything working in their favor. Esperanto doesn't even have a flashbang to push on with. That is such a mistake, such a crucial moment in this match.
Catch Nexa here and get A ramp control. It's going to make it so hard for Valiance to feel comfortable pushing into A. It's a great entry on the rock though, but that's the kill I'm talking about.
And now Frozen can show his hand from Connector. AK-47, it's the headshots, there's the bomb. And the half will likely follow. It's a 1-on-2. And Hunter's not going to get it done. mousesports with a commanding lead going through into the second half of the second map. A couple players up mid, but doesn't connect any shots, which allows Carrigan to get up close. He turns his back. I assume he anticipated a flashbang from ramp. Rops to the P250 will be finalized, but the terrorists have been so thinly spread. The retake is very straightforward for Valiance. They've got the second pistol under their belt. Flashbang up and over from Catwalk as Otto finds another org kill. It's shaping up nicely for Valiance, but there is 2 players moving past each other. On short, Chris J going to get the better of Hunter, can now turn his attention onto the site, and a very important kill from Letney. If he falls down, the site would have been taken. He's gone down a little bit later, though. Assuming that Valiance haven't been pressed just yet, Rops singes Esperanto's head off. Whoa. There's another one. What the hell is that?
What an angle from Rops. This has spiraled out of control for Valiance. It was looking so good with that initial mid-aggression, but now Nexus left in just the 1 versus 2. He's done some chip damage on Rops, but he's running out of time. The kit will give him a little bit more cushion. That's Carrigan down. Can he find this next one? Rops holds on the post. He gets the kill. It was down to the wire, but Rops closes it out as he does best. And that Op gets the retreat while the focus comes on A. They're trying to come out Palace. They're trading their way out a little bit.
Important kill for Nexa, can now turn his attention to Palace, where he knows one more player resides, but Rops is gonna shoot straight through the wooden beams.
The bomb carrier would be doing that from inside Palace, so we'll see if that indeed takes place. Indeed it does. Otto's gonna get flushed out.
Flushed out, but no casualties as of yet. But now it's getting turned around onto mousesports. Esperanto,
Whoa.
Hunter, and Otto all chip in for a frag.
But there is a push at A ramp from Nexa that could give them extra information to rotate early.
There's the bomb down again. AK-47s this time, so it's not an eco bash. It started well for Valiance, but it's starting to slip away. Voxic is going to make that more of a reality with his orb. Ross getting into position, but somehow Esperanto comes out ahead in that encounter. Looked like he was absolutely gone. Wiped off the server, deleted. One of these CTs is going to show themselves with the bomb down in this position. They have no reason to, and Otto is going to capitalize. So double digits for Valiance. The barrel of the gun would have been protruding around the corner. Hunter at least will get the avenge kill instantly. But the return is they're going to be pushing into jungle. He was hoping that Shadow would have his back cover, and it's just horribly gone wrong.
Might forfeit the one gun that could be carried over. And indeed, Rops is in position, so nothing saved.
Yeah, fortunately, they didn't fully commit to the mid-push. They're not out of position. And even Hunter, who was most aggressive player, is now back in connector. They're still losing players. It's Frozen that comes out first. He's going to land headshots. He's going to put mousesports in prime position to end it right here, right now. Hunter's got a little bit of an off angle, but whiffed through the smoke. There was a gap there. So open for him. Letney with the AWP. Gonna get spotted by Rops, and mousesports will be the champions. They'll take it 2-0. What a performance that was, Dust.
Yeah, all the stars that needed to shine for mousesports showed up when they needed to. The entry work of Frozen and Chris J in particular. Kerrigan, who normally is kind of taking that role, had a couple of off games, but luckily Chris J's so versatile to be able to slide in and help create the space that mousesports needed to march forward towards that trophy. You'll see them raise in just a moment. Fantastic play from the entire lineup. Great shot calling throughout the event from Kerrigan. And this is now a new team that you're going to have to keep your eyes on. They were already nearing the top 10, but after this tournament victory, all that's left for them to do is prove it against the elite teams of the world. They're already a top 10 team in my book. Now it's about to see how far can they truly go. There's so much talent there.
And who ends at the top? Who else but Mr. Mousesports, Mr. Versatile himself, Chris J. 23 plus kills, very impressive. I mean, the whole team performed well over the duration of this tournament.
Yep. Another diamond in his chain. It's a milestone, and here they go. Your DreamHack Tour champions.